before we start right in, maybe we have just one little question for you guys.
We're in a very successful online marketing bubble here, but for regular people, what do you think? What percentage of companies in Germany reached the goal of 1 million euros in revenue in their lifetime?
Any guesses for Germany?
10%, 12%.
10%, okay.
12%.
12? Okay.
5% is the right answer. It's only 5%. And for us, that's not much. And
5% of all the companies in whole Germany reach the goal of 1 million in revenue, yearly revenue, 5%. That's really not much. And if we go crazy now and add another comma, what's left? What do you think what's left? What's the percentage? 1, okay. Okay. Any other guesses? Okay.
Actually, it's
here
1.
it is. Okay. So 1.4%. Okay, that means 14 out of 1,000 companies managed to achieve the 10x. That's really not much. That's really not much. So there comes up a very single question, and maybe you know that. What's the difference? What have the 1.4% have done different than all the other ones? All the other companies, businesses in whole Germany or worldwide. But before we discuss that, maybe we jump back. So this is us, Martin and me, 2018 in Vienna, one of our first offices. We had a nice team. We had quite nice clients, huge clients. And we were raising the classes, but we have not been celebrating at this moment.
it was a moment that was actually really path deciding for our company. Back in 2018, we've had lots of successful projects already, but we had huge clients, and then we had some smaller clients. And we thought back then we had a focus. We said 100% performance marketing to make all of our clients successful. And we thought the small clients would deserve the same work, the same effort as the huger clients.
So we've been focusing 100% at performance marketing, and we were sure we can scale every client. Every client has deserved to be scaled. This was the mindset. But what happened is that we maybe scaled 2 out of 10 clients, and the others were pure pain. So I remember us sitting in the office, 3 p.m. The team has already left the building, and we've been hustling within the campaigns to make them better and to achieve things.
A couple times in the week, actually. The team went home, and we've been sitting there late in the night, working on campaigns, trying to figure out what leverages we had to make those clients successful.
But if you're successful in 2 cases out of 10, you lose energy, you lose money, and you put a huge effort in it, but you don't come forward and you take new clients because your margin is bad and you need cash, but you burn cash on the other side. So this is what pain is about. Okay,
yeah, so and you not only burn cash, we burned ourselves. And it was a time when customers even called us and made us responsible that we weren't able to scale them. So we kept losing faith in our work and in ourselves.
And it was not only about faith, because I remember us really thinking about giving up. And who has an agency? Okay, so I bet your agency is some kind of your baby. It's your business. You put a lot of effort in it. And what does it take that you get the thought of giving up? That's a lot. And we have been at this case, and we were thinking about what can we do. And we have even prepared lists of what can we tell our families, what can we tell our friends.
We were ready to close the business. We were ready to put everything down and go on to the next thing. And it's not a nice feeling.
And I remember the situation when we left the office. We tried to go picking up some food, and we met Martina in the floorway. And she's like very successful. She's manager of different speakers, and she's a very talented lady, and really respect her. And we thought about talking with her about the problems. And we asked Martina, we're about to give up. is there any advice you can give us? Because you are very experienced and you have this all behind yourself. And I remember her words because this was very nice. She said, guys, it's absolutely okay to fail. Every day, hundreds of people fail. Every successful manager, every successful person has a journey of failure behind him. Everybody. But please make sure that you do the right decision, that you're really not just standing right in front of the trees and don't see the forest anymore, but really make sure that it's your decision to fail. So what you have to do is just get out of the office, leave the laptop behind you, leave the smartphone behind you, leave everything behind you, and think about what happened that you are at this point right now, and what could happen that you change your decision. And if you're still sure you want to quit, do it. It's fine.
And I still remember back then, I looked at Martina and I said, Martina, how can we take ourselves out of the business for 1 week? We have hundreds of projects, clients will call us, the whole business will implode. It's simply not possible for us.
That sounds crazy because we are here right now in Barcelona, jogging, chatting, drinking, eating. But if the roof is on fire as an agency owner, it's not possible. You cannot take yourself out. Right now it's crazy because it couldn't happen anymore. But that day it was crazy. We didn't manage to go out.
And Martina looked back at me and she said, if you're not able to take yourselves out for 1 week, then everything doesn't matter at all because the business is already not working.
And this was the moment when we just took the decision and said, okay, we're gonna go out, we're gonna think. And at this moment we took this picture and we were sending this picture to her just to say, okay, we're gonna do this. And we did it.
A few days later, we went out without any phones, without any laptops, and we've had the most stressful and intense discussions we've ever had.
I think we have been ready to quit, but we didn't. We came out of this discussion with a clear outcome because we knew that we are great media buyers, we knew that we can achieve great performance marketing, but there has been some levers we didn't know about. There have been some things why we failed to scale different clients. But the question is, what are those things?
How will we find out? What are the things that we have to look at? What's missing in our offer?
And I thought about a metaphor at this time about a system, a gearbox. And what you see is a system where you send in energy, and energy is nothing else than money, okay? And at the other end, energy is coming out, which is more money than you put in, which is performance. And we're here right in the middle, a very small gear, and all around us there are different gears we don't understand, and we don't know about, and we cannot handle them. So that makes us think about what are those levers, what are those gears, and how can we handle them?
So over the past few years, we went on a journey to find out those things, to find out what exactly are the factors that decide between successful companies and companies that fail.
So we have been searching a formula for digital success. That is what it's all about, because we have failed before and we don't want to fail in the future. So that was the main idea. So we want to take you for a journey the next 40 minutes of step by step finding out what could this formula be, okay? And this formula should be about scaling from 5, 6, 7, or 8 figures. That doesn't matter because this is for every case. This is like a very unique formula we use today.
We found during the last years some very, very clear factors. All of the things that we're going to show you today are those things that made our clients successful during the last years. And maybe let's start with the basics.
If you want to scale a business, what's the first thing you need? What's the first thing? Just come up with any ideas.
Employees.
Okay, just think before you have employees, much earlier.
Sales.
Yeah.
Proof of concept.
Okay.
Even before that,
Idea.
more basic.
Idea. Okay. Okay. You need an idea.
Defining audience.
Okay. So the first thing, if there's an audience, an idea, you have an offer. The first thing you need to scale is an offer.
A product.
But to be honest, every client we had, they had an offer. So it seems like offer is not the holy grail. So
If I walk through the streets today, I get bombarded by offers, by shiny objects that are being thrown at me. Everybody's trying to sell me something.
Yeah,
so apparently it needs something else than just an offer.
So what we need is, and I want to show you this quote because I love it, okay? Take your competitor's USP and make it your added value. What does it mean? You analyze your competitors, you analyze the market, you take out the best things for you and you add them to your core offer. So you have an amazing offer, but not just amazing, let's call it irresistible. And we heard it before, and that's not just theoretically. We want to show you how we do it and how we've done it in the past.
Back in 2020, I guess most of you know this guy, Investment Punk. We launched one of the most successful products for him, the Betongold training.
So what we did is we told everybody. When I say everybody, we told the employees, we told all of our clients, we told Gerald, which is not good if you know him, but we told them we're gonna make world's best product in this term, like trainings, okay? And we bought every product worldwide. We analyzed every product. We were writing down what's good, what's bad, what's missing, where are the opportunities, and this was a huge list.
Out of this knowledge, with the whole team, they gathered all the information. Out of this knowledge, we built the product. We took the best things from the best courses, adapted them, and built a no-brainer product. The product, if you today want to invest in real estate, you can't get by that product. You need to buy it. It's a no-brainer.
And we challenged ourselves to be successful, because it wouldn't be good telling everybody world's best product and then we failed. It's not good. And what happened is that this was a very, very successful launch, because we launched a teaser 1 year before we launched the product. Everybody was seeing the development process because we just started talking about it. And it was like at the beginning of the launch, we had the first €500,000, I guess.
During the first couple of days.
Exactly.
So if you have a really good product that's an irresistible offer, the next thing you need is focus and excellence, in our opinion. Because Steve Jobs said it quite well. People think focus means saying yes to the thing that you got to focus on.
But that's not what it means. It means saying no to all the 100 other ideas, shiny objects that are out there.
And I think some of you may know the story of the iPhone launch. Steve Jobs back then sat with his whole team, with the developers, with the sales team, with the marketing guys, and they had two products nearly ready. It was the iPad and the iPhone. And his whole team wanted to launch both products because they said, the market is ready, we need to be first movers. And Steve Jobs sat there and said, no. We have to focus on one product, make that really good, and make it the greatest phone that has ever been released. So that's what they did. And until the day, the iPhone, as we all know, is one of the most successful products in Apple's history.
So this is exactly what Marcel is telling us. You need a laser focus for your product, for your core competence to get better than all the other competitors.
Focus on one thing, the one thing you're good at, and become better at it than anyone else.
And this is like my favorite chart, because who knows this? Who knows this? Okay, this is like very funny. We are all entrepreneurs. We want to reach our goal, and we just go.
And the line never looks like that. Never.
You see hills, you see thunderclouds, you see water, you see all those barriers, and in fact, that's reality. That's the hard pain of creating a business. But I want to give you another graphic right now. This one. This is pretty similar, right? This comes out of an official management book. And what we see here is the journey from under 1 million to more than 1 million to more than 10x. And what you see our gaps. And those gaps are called value of depth.
In those valleys of depth, maybe the revenue increases, but you don't have the right team ready. And you as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, get sucked back into the business. And those are the times where you burn out. When you don't believe in the thing that you do, you are most likely to give up in those valleys.
So people don't give up on this position. They don't give up here or here. They give up right in this area. This is where you lose your cash flow, and you need very good dedication and mindset to get as quickly out of there as possible, because this is where the next step of scaling starts. So we're going to talk later about how you get out there as soon as possible before you burn out.
So if you have those things in place, the next thing, and we brought a little story with us for that case.
Yeah, there has been an founder of an e-commerce company, and he told us, guys, I have right now 3 million revenue yearly, and I cannot handle that. I cannot scale to more than that.
And he came to us with one task. He wanted to get new clients profitable.
So he want to scale with at least a ROAS of 5. There are many e-commerce guys here, so you understand what's happening. And what we've done, we talked about his offer and what's next, the retention. And what we see is that there was not just one single purchase, but within 3 months there have been two, and another purchase and another one. So we're not talking about 50 euro in the basket, we're talking about 150 and more, okay? So what he did is just optimizing for the first purchase. And all of you know the social media platforms are bidding platforms. So the higher the bid, the more you can achieve, the more you can outspend your competitors. And he just not did it.
And we are all online marketers here. But for us, it's extremely astonishing how many people, how many entrepreneurs don't know those numbers, are not able to scale past that initial purchase.
And if we talk about 3 purchases, that's not even a customer lifetime value. There's so much more. You think in years. And what happened is that he just optimized for the second purchase, and he was able to scale very fast because he had cash flow. So that's enough. Scaling is a cash flow game, and since the product was not that expensive, he just optimized for the second purchase. And after that, we just build up cross-selling, upselling, downselling, and the game was, yeah, very funny after that.
So he was able to scale to 10 million euros during the next couple of months. And it was easy for him. And now for us, we have identified the first clog, the first really important factor. For us, it's value. Right now, you already have an offer, not just an offer, you have an irresistible offer. You have to focus on the essentials and are already really good at it. You have the right mindset and the necessary incentive. And now you think in terms of customer lifetime value. And you're ready to build the right systems for it. So the question is that all there's to it?
So let's imagine you have a very huge angle and you throw it into a pond with very small fish. You want to catch everything. You don't catch anything, okay? Then you have a very small hook and you throw it into a pond with tiny fish, huge fish. You don't catch anything. So what does it mean? The best offer won't do anything for you if you don't get seen by the right audience or don't get seen by anybody. So how can we avoid that you not get seen by the right people? It's all about positioning and relevance.
And we brought another case, also investment punk. Last year, we had the challenge to launch a product for him that was out of his perceived niche. Because he's known for real estate, he's known maybe for investing, but we had to launch a product that's about taxes. So it had to be really, really good positioned, and it had to make up for the lack of trust in that niche.
So first we thought about who could be the audience. Okay, we have employees, we have investors, tax consultants, experienced entrepreneurs, speakers, and many, many more. And the first thing we did is thinking about what's their problem, not just for all of them, but for the different niches we want to address with the product. So finding out the problem, first step, not just for the product, but also for all the angles you use after that. Then we think about the need based on the problem, and we write it down for every of those audiences. And the next step is, and we're not talking about ads right now, this is the process of product development, which is the first step. And then we find a solution. In this case, it's Gerald together with top tax advisors from Germany, from Austria, and we build up a product that perfectly fits to our audience. This is like the way you scale products before you even have the finished product.
So as soon as you have those things in place, the next thing for us that's really important is the digital design. So we went and we developed whole design. We chose a color that really stands out from all of the other products that were out there. We did a huge photo shoot where we had the same color and the shine of his face. We developed the logo with the shield that should prevent the viewer from the taxes that are coming at him.
So in marketing, you say the chain is always just that strong how the weakest link is. So what does it mean? Okay, every element you see here, if it's the shield or the copy or the photos with the glow, every little thing represents the whole branding. So you can use everything standalone, no matter where. Okay, and with this design and the whole launch strategy and the product development, we had, like, in the first days of the launch, the first €1 million of profit.
And until now, it's one of the best-selling products of Investment Punk. So if you have those things, it's really easy to build the right design, to build a really great design, and it's easy to develop the right storytelling and the right content that's based on the whole idea and the whole positioning.
As you can see, we use the shield in every ad, and we were producing about, I don't know,
550 ads, I still remember.
560 ads. So you can imagine we have been testing angles as crazy. Using the shield as a defense element for text sheets and all those things. You can really go crazy with that. But those are not only high performance. Not every ad was scalable, but that's okay, because every ad, even if it's not scalable, pays in the whole branding. So you can spend more money because it pays in the system. And of course, we turn off every ad who does not perform.
And of the best performers, of course, make iterations, make, based on the 15-to-1 model, extremely many variations. Then, the next thing we brought that's really important for us is trust.
Because branding is opening doors to your clients, but trust is the thing that makes them go through. So maybe you know this guy. This is Daniel. He's also a member of the MasterMind and is joining sometime. And trust is about, you have been paying much money to get new clients, possible clients on your website. So you don't want to lose them on your website. So you want to build up trust, because trust is the most common thing why they are leaving your page.
So trust badges, testimonial videos, we all know that. But it's really important, and it's not also those elements. You would wonder how many people, and I know most of the e-com guys know about that, would visit the imprint, have a look at it, look how professionally designed it is, and maybe don't buy it because it's not professional. It's crazy. So we managed to identify the next clock, the next really important factor, and that's for us, it's digital branding. We have a perfectly positioned product with a great design. We know how to reach our target group with the perfect story. We have we are able to produce really great content, and we're able to build the perfect trust that makes our client go through our door. So what now?
So this was the first part. Now we want to talk about scaling.
Because we're ready. We're ready to go out in the market, turn the volume up, and scale, right?
And Walt Disney says, the best way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. And this is what we want to do right now. So let's go on.
Over the next couple of minutes, we would like to show you those factors that really decide during scaling between failure and success. The things that we identified. And let's just jump right in. The first thing, of course, you need to do when you turn everything up is to turn up the reach.
So branding without viewability doesn't exist. Branding is reach, okay? You reach out to your audience with the right message. So, and every paid media agency, every agency is telling you, you can scale your brand with paid media. That's the only thing you have to do.
And back in 2018, that was the same thing that we told them.
And this was one of the reasons we could not scale every client, okay? So what you want to have is a mixture of different media categories. So you want to have paid media, earned media, shared media, and owned media, because paid media is like the fuel for your system. This is amazing. This is a nice tool, but earned media, shared media, and owned media, this is where the profit is in most of the times. This is where you have a low investment and a high output. And all of you, I bet, had troubles with iOS 13, iOS 14. Who does not have any troubles? Wow, amazing, amazing. Okay, this is unfair. Okay, I know why. But so what you want to have is a system where you can allocate your budget if there are any problems. You can shift the budget to share, to earn, to owned, or between the channels, just to make scaling process quite simple and safe.
It's a safe pillow. When your campaigns break down, you still have all of those things like earned media and owned media and shared media. It's things like a really great PR agency that gets you into right media, building your own community on Facebook that you can launch your products into, easy stuff like your own podcast, stuff like that.
Writing blogs, building up your retention system, everything you do pays into paid media because you get a huge retargeting audience. So it makes sense building up everything. And then we think about, okay, everything done, perfect, we have a nice system. And
ready
now
to
you
scale.
Want to scale, yeah. So we turn up the budgets, we start scaling, we get traffic, we get leads, and we really get an amazing amount of new business. And we scale the shit of the company. Do we?
Who of you has ever tried to move around a 2-ton piece of rock?
So if you have not built up Stonehenge, that's a very hard thing to do. Imagine there is this huge stone block and you want to move it. You put a lot of energy in it, but it does not move, or it moves very slow. So what you see right now, that your system is not good enough. Your system is not round enough. So you need to optimize the system before you invest into the campaigns. What you want to have is a very circular system where you can put little energy into it and create a huge movement. And with this huge movement, you can outperform your competitors on a very easy way because it's efficient. Jump back into the pane. You know this image. And there was one story, and to be honest, I'm very hyped about, because this has been a client. We were scaling this client. There was a huge offer, and nice offer.
It was an amazing product. It was one of the best products I've ever seen.
Community was big. The product was high quality. We had a nice ROAS, and we've been scaling. I was thinking about case studies and reputation and things happening next.
I can still remember it was a Wednesday in the afternoon, and we sat in the office and Markus's phone rang. I sat in front of him on the other side of the desk, and it was the client. Markus put him on speaker, and we were hyped because we knew we were scaling. We thought he would be happy and talk to us about new scaling tactics, and I can still remember his voice. Immediately turn off all of the campaigns.
What did just happen? You know, we were hyped, we were right into scaling, and we were thinking about client is extremely happy. And in this moment, the world breaks out under our feet. We didn't understand anything. And you think about, What's happened? What's happened?
And today we understand. He wasn't ready to scale. He didn't have the right system in place. He didn't have the right marketing team. He didn't have the right salespeople, the customer support. He just didn't take the time to work on his processes, on his system. And he completely burned out. He got sucked into the business again. He was in the valley of death. And he lost any energy and Freude to scale.
So
Joy.
he was not thankful. He was in pain, and he began building up hatred against scaling and against us. And that's not funny. That's not the client you want to have for your agency.
I just saw the 10-minute sign, so
Yeah.
maybe we should
Yeah, we go on. It's fine.
move
So,
on.
if you digitalize a shit process, you end up with a digital shit process. This is very simple. So the way not to come up with this is building up a performance culture.
And performance culture is one of our hugest topics. We talk about that in days and days of workshops for our clients. And we brought some of the most important factors and just a quick overview of the things that are important during scaling.
So the first thing that you want to have is a performance culture with data-driven decision making. Many of us, we just decide by gut feeling. But that's definitely the wrong way to scale. What you want to have is a nice team of high performance who understands your data, and you give them the permission to make decisions. Don't trust your gut feeling. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need marketing and sales processes, and please don't reinvent them every time, because there are amazing processes which you can just take and readapt for your business, which have been tested and scaled worldwide. And who knows this situation? Marketing is ringing and says, sales department is not closing my leads. Sales says marketing is not generating high quality leads. Who knows this discussion?
Basically, that's Laurie against us.
Yeah. And what you want to have is a system that is combining both, and let them talk about, cooperate together. And it's very nice to build up those systems because it helps you scaling. They work together and not against each other.
So now you have marketing and sales in process. The next thing that you really need is great people and hiring processes. Because when revenue comes in and you get sucked back into those valleys of death, you need to have the right team in place. And you need that team before you really need them. So you need a really great pipeline in place.
The next thing, again, you paid for your customers, you paid for your clients, you don't want to burn them. So what you need is operational excellence. You want to have a nice daily business, so you get good reputation, you get more clients out of one client, and you don't want to burn them, because this is like burning money. This does not make any sense, so you need nice processes.
And the last thing, a really great customer service processes. Because all of us, we want happy clients, not sad clients, of course. Or angry clients.
And this is like research, because they spend time every day on your clients. They talk with them, they know before anybody else if there were any new competitors in the market, if there were any problems, and you can react like very fast. And this is how you scale, because you can, reaction time is the most important things, how to not burn your money.
And as Markus said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. Because there's lots and lots of people who've been already there where you want to go. And that's just a quick overview of all the mentors that we got ourselves for our company.
Because most of entrepreneurs are ego-driven. They want to take every path themselves. They want to make every mistake yourself. But if you spend millions, you want to take shortcuts. So the only thing you have to think about is what I'm good in and what not. And then you take experts and you take shortcuts and you scale forward. And this is like the most boring part, but maybe the most intense and important part, because what you need is a data excellence. You need a data analysis for all your business parts, like people, cash, marketing, sales. Very easy KPIs you can monitor and optimize. Then, of course, today's game is omnichannel. It's not about Meta or Google, it's omnichannel, and you need systems to track all those channels, what's profitable, what's not. The next thing is testing everything. You test offers, landing pages, you test prices, you test ads, channels, everything. And please note it, write it down, and don't make the same thing again, because you learn forward. And the last thing is, we use for every project management dashboards, because if you have experts, internally, externally, they don't speak the same language. They need to have a common dashboard so they really see what's happening and talk the same language. That's one of the most important things.
So the great news, because time is obviously running out, we now managed to identify all of those factors. We identified reach, and we identified that we need efficiency to efficiently scale, because only turning up reach won't work. So, congratulations, you're ready to scale. We have reach, we have efficiency. Let's try to build out a formula out of that.
So what's the formula? Let's sum everything up we heard before. Digital success is value for your audience plus branding
times performance. And performance for us is the combination of reach and efficiency.
So what happened when we started using this formula is we have not been anymore this very small gear within the whole gearbox. We have been able really to scale businesses to be the fuel and a huge part of the whole system. And this is how you really boost your client, because you do not just media buying. You build up the whole system. But to be honest, it's not about us today, because this is interesting, but what we really want to give you or tell you is that digital success is possible as soon as you have a market fit. You just go step by step with this formula or the way you want to do it and test things step by step. So we have seen founders generating like 5 million within a year, but it's not about revenue. It's really about going your steps and scale your business profitable.
So what we really, really wish for all of us, for all of you, and for your clients is that next year and over the next coming years, we will come together here at the MasterMind and together raise our classes, that we managed to get into the 5%, into the 1.5%, and even further than that with that simple formula.
And to help you a little bit achieving this goal, we have prepared a list for you, which is the whole formula based on there are many bullet points. You can just challenge yourself. And if there is just one bullet point that helps you, our mission is achieved, that's fine. And you won't get any marketing or email marketing or any stuff. It's really free for you. So I hope we see each other next year and you just manage to get another comma to your business and we raise our classes.